Hey everybody! I hope you like our new intro. That's that's pretty funny. So this is Decryptolorian from the Well community. We have an action-packed project showcase today with the team from Cryptomotors. We also have Scott here, who has been doing some amazing designs. Boy, welcome everybody! This is going to be crazy. We have some amazing stuff to show. Say hi. The viewers are here and watching.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Oh man, so we have a lot of stuff to cover, right? So let's start with if I'm just starting to learn about Cryptomotors, let's give everybody kind of the rundown of what we're doing and what's coming and anything that you could tell these folks to get started.
Yeah, so we are Cryptomotors, and Cryptomotors is the first NFT let's say high quality NFT car brand from the Metaverse. We started in early 2018, and since then we have been working in the NFT space, building games, cars, and supporting the space to grow. So yeah, we are here since the beginning, and we are gonna stay for the long run. We are doing some really cool games that we want to show you today. We have some really amazing drops and cars, and today we have with us Scott Robertson, that is a very legendary designer. Every car designer in the world learned from his books and tutorials. So it's a real pleasure for us to partner with Scott in making this special car that we are going to show you today.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yes, Scott, these designs are crazy. I'm just going to put some of them on the screen here. Tell us about yourself and how you got involved with Cryptomotors.
Well, first, thanks for having me here. And it's been a really fun ride this last summer working with Cryptomotors. And some of my students, past students, were getting into the NFT space about a year ago, and they kept sort of twisting my arm. Listen, you got to do it. You got to research it. It's an amazing community. The crypto collectors, and there's two communities coming together, and sort of the art world and the cryptocurrency world, supporting each other. And so the more they explained it to me, the more I was attracted to the new economy and the opportunity for designers and artists, with the support of the, crypto world. And so last spring, I launched a couple of 2D pieces on Foundation, shared some of those just to, take a quick little baby step into the NFT world. And then I pretty quickly realized that I wanted to try and marry the building of cars with the NFT space. That's really my passion, is a lot of digital modeling, working in VR and Gravity Sketch. And so I had already knew about Cryptomotors a little bit from researching, but if you research like who's been around and who's doing cool stuff in the actual 3D space for NFTs that's automotive related, you quickly find that it's Cryptomotors. And so I reached out to them at the beginning of the summer and said, hey, listen, you guys, you want to do something? Is there anything we can do that's fun together? And they, put their heads together and came back with a little pitch to do a sci-fi hot rod, which I was super stoked about because that's right up my alley. And that was the launch and the kickoff for our project.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, the hot rod style. So I've been a long fan of Cryptomotors, and I know a lot of people watching the stream are as well. And so the style of the new, let me put it up on screen. This is so cool. Like the retro rocket. It's a fantastic style that we haven't really seen from Cryptomotors before. So this is definitely different. So maybe you could tell us a little bit, Leandro, about or Beetlejuice, about the what we're going to be looking forward to in the game.
Yeah. So basically the idea here was to collaborate with Scott, and what we did was actually creating a platform for legendary designers to come and join us making the space grow, right? So we started with Scott creating his multiverse, And the idea is to present a vehicle that actually will be the winner, like the racer of his multiverse, and we will bring it to race to the metaverse. That's the whole plan. So in this multiverse where Scott lives, it's like racing is the law. It's like he lives for it. And the whole idea is that the retro rocket is like the winner of that world, that multiverse, and it comes to the metaverse to be the king, right? That's why we thought that the metaverse needed that touch, that little mix between like old and new, and that's what the retro rocket is about.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, it definitely shows from the design. I mean, it has that retro feel, but also that that metaverse design that is really cool. You have the headlights that are glowing. I mean, everything about it is very it blends those two worlds together perfectly, I think.
Yeah, that was the goal. Thank you, man.
Yeah. So before we get into some of the intricate details about this, do you want to share a little more details about the collection itself and like how many editions there are? You know, what about the competitive metrics, et cetera, compared to the old drops?
Yeah, totally. Actually, if you can go down on that page, we'll see a little what we call the drop tree. That is a picture actually showing how the drops will a little bit down after here. Here it is. Yeah, so basically the structure is like this. We have two drops. Actually, one started a couple of days ago and it's finishing tomorrow. It's an auction for the one-on-one piece, which is the King Copper. That piece is not only the second apex on Rev Motorsports game. Apart from that, it will the winner of the auction, it's gonna get a physical piece, art piece from Scott signed that we will send. And the action already started. It's finishing in a little bit more than 24 hours, 25 hours, I think. And yeah, that's gonna be the first part. Second part starting also tomorrow, exactly at the same time that the first part ends. It will have 5 pieces. 3, what we call B pluses model, which are crisscross, top hat, and G-Rad. There are going to be only 2 pieces of each, 2 units of each one. So we're talking about 6 there. And there are going to be auctions too for those. Those auctions are going to start in 2 ETH each. And then we have Steel Green as, let's say, as a third level. Steel Green, we're going to have 14 units. So as you may see, like all of them are extremely rare. Steel Green, 14 units, 1.5 ETH as first come, first serve, like traditional sale method. And the last one, but not least, and actually that's my favorite, is Tech Red. We have 30 units of those and starting at 1.2 ETH. So yeah, that's like the rarity scale. The good thing about these ones are that they are racer types. So they are in the same category as Avisus, Neon Roadster, and Sport Coupe. So they have massive acceleration and top speed. And also they have good gripping, but you will see that handling, it will be a little bit complicated on the racing. We're working on those fine details, but yeah, those are racers 100%. You will see that on the game.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, and so I don't want to. I mean, we're going to dive into this a little bit later, but the interoperability for these in the metaverse, you know, the different platforms. Maybe you could give. I know all about it because I've been working with your team for a little bit. But maybe you could tell folks about the plans for just a hint, the plans for interoperability within the metaverse for these types of NFTs.
Yeah, I think that Leon can take this one over and we can show the box and all the things that we're going to tease up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as many may know, like since the beginning, since we started with Cryptomotors, our goals and ideas was exploiting the real power behind NFTs, which is the interoperability. So apart from the true ownership that NFTs give you, being able to port the same asset across different games, platforms, and metaverses is like is the key to really enjoying and having them as most fun as you can out of your NFT. So usability is like the key behind Cryptomotors, and that's why we strive to have as much usability as possible. Saying that, we are building games. Like we have 2 games. One is already launched, which is a stud game that you can play right now. If you have a Cryptomotors card, you can go and play stud game. We have rewards every 2 weeks, so tournaments every 2 weeks. We are launching a new game, which is a 3D game that we are going to show you later in this stream. But we are really excited about it because we have been working for a very long time, and every Cryptomotors card will race in the Cryptomotors 3D game, and it's an amazing game. So we are really excited about it. And then apart from our games, the idea is that you can bring your card to the metaverse. So and the metaverse being the different virtual worlds out there, like the Central and Cryptovox, Sandbox, Somnium Space, and every metaverse or virtual world that will come eventually. So the metaverse will keep expanding, and we will keep pushing the boundaries of what a Cryptomotor is possible to do on it. So we already have like partnership with the main virtual worlds. We will show like also like we will tease the Sandbox build that we are doing. But nowadays, what you can do is we have different versions of the card for each of these metaverses that have different specifications for the 3D data that you can put in. But we have voxel versions of every card that we can show from Scott card. We have a voxel version. We have low poly versions for the Central Land. We have different versions for other virtual worlds like Somnium. So basically, the Cryptomotors have interoperability across them. That's the main plan behind Cryptomotors is to let you use the card across the metaverse. We are building games in DCL. We are building a game in Sandbox. We have partnership with Cryptovox, and some cars of Cryptomotors also are running racing in Somnium Space. So we were the first cars in Somnium. So yeah, that's the main key behind Cryptomotors, usability of the assets. So yeah.
Man, that's you don't find this often, and that's intense. I mean, some of our viewers might not even understand how amazing these are. I mean, the whole idea about being to use your NFT in multiple facets is something that you're innovating really, because not a lot of NFTs can do that right now. So it always amazes me what the possibilities are and how you're pushing the boundaries. So I'm just it's almost like I'm in awe. But
thank you.
You know, I'm not speechless, so that's good. But Scott, you know, you partner with a pretty good group, and vice versa. So is this your first NFT that you've done, or?
It's my first 3D NFT. I released like 6 or 7 2D NFTs of past artwork that I've done on Foundation. But then I really had this desire and pretty quickly came to the similar vision that Leandro's describing, which is the interoperability of the smart contract attached to a 3D asset. And that was sort of a similar dream that was very quickly, observed. And I was like, well, who could do that, right? And looking around, it was just Cryptomotors could do that. And so, based on my research and the desire to have an asset that could travel right into different metaverses, I think is really the future of these sorts of assets. And I think that the fact that they're doing it already and on the forefront of pushing that, and that's sort of one of their pillars of their mission is to ensure that continues to happen with their assets, and they keep pushing. And then as the ability to compute higher resolution, of course, into the future of metaverses 5 years out, imagine what these assets are going to look like. So that was, I would say it's been quite a pleasant marriage working with these guys over the summer. And I totally believe in their mission. But as far as the 3D asset, yeah, it's my first with these guys.
Man, that's awesome. So should we sow some shots? Wow.
Yeah, let's go, man.
All right. All right. So yeah, give us a description of what we're viewing.
Yeah. So I obviously I've drawn a bunch of hot rods in the past, and also drew a whole bunch, like another 80 or something for this project. And so these are just little quick snippets of some of the development sketches that went into this project. So we looked into my past library of sketches, which a few of those are, and then I did a whole batch of new sketches. And that's the little quick visual of some of the back sketching and development that went in. And actually, oddly enough, it was one of the roughest sketches that I did that became the direction we went. So I think if you show the next one, it'll show a little quick visual of some very early gravity sketch models. And so I have this really rapid iteration process of visualizing sketches into 3D models. And so I've sort of employed that technique and that pipeline working in VR. And so I would mock up a model really quickly. And then I think we did, Leandro, if I remember, I think we did eight hot rods I did in 3D.
Yeah, I think even more.
Well, yeah, well, we did 8 like that were very different, 8 or 10, and then we chose the one direction, and then that one got a lot of effort for a month or two from my side in doing lots of variations of that one direction. So once we picked the one, then there was a lot of development on that, of course, in 3D, and then Cryptomotors with Rodrigo and another great modeler, Mark, out of a good alias modeler, took my model and then reworked it up to the sort of Cryptomotors standards.
Yeah, it's a long process, but it's definitely worth it. So you guys can see the result of the assets. They are just amazing.
All right, let's take a look at this.
Right, so that's one of the sort of final sketch, and this one was done. This is sort of an interim design state, but it looks pretty close to the final that we chose. But the King Copper doesn't, this at this point of the development didn't have the rear wing, things like that. It had a slightly different integrated rear spoiler. But overall, this is the direction, and this is sort of a cleaned up version of that roughest sketch that was in the previous pass. And this is the one we honed in on. And then it was all about getting the proportions right. And in order to have that sort of retro feel, we experimented a lot with the silhouette, right? And getting away from the vertical windshield. Because part of the backstory of the people that built this vehicle were that they love aerodynamics and racing, but they also love old school hot rods, right? And so marrying the two together is a really tough challenge, actually, because a big vertical windshield does not necessarily say, hey, I'm super aerodynamic, right? And so we played a lot with like the windscreen visor, and could that, be part of the aerodynamic package, and it's all sort of, eyeball engineering, and does it look, feasible? So we didn't go so aero that we lose the aesthetic and the silhouette of the hot rod. And that, I'd say, that was a big part of like the back and forth on trying to figure out, are we still hot rod from a silhouette perspective? And then does the aero look more sort of whimsical and fun, like you're a fan of aerodynamics, versus functional? And so that really is sort of the happy place that we landed, was retaining the silhouette proportion of a hot rod. So it's immediately recognizable as like, oh, that's a hot rod. And then when you get into the details and the surfacing, you realize the surfacing is much more modern than a hot rod is. And also the part lines, the bone lines in the surfacing, all those sorts of things speak to a much more modern aesthetic. And that's kind of where we pushed outside, away from the hot rod world a little bit. And then the aerodynamics, of course, are much more racing inspired. So we sort of took these three different inspirations and industries and kind of mashed them all together in this design. Man,
I love it. It really does. Let's take a look at so how it came out. Wow. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. I mean,
thank you. We're happy with it.
Yeah, it came out amazing, and just and this is what I love about Cryptomotors cars, is the details are just intense. And I love that you were talking about how the windshield and everything didn't quite work. and so you decided to design it a little bit differently to make it more realistic. And yeah, I mean, it's stunning.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, with digital cars and cars for the metaverse in general, right? You have to always walk the line of, because it's the metaverse and it's digital only. Technically we don't need wheels even, right? But then is it still a car, right? So I think what you're doing is you're walking the fine line of like, how far is too far to where we lose it and it's no longer a car, versus how realistic does it need to be, right? And so it's that balance between realism and fantasy, right? That you always play with whenever you're doing any concept design for a movie or a game, right? You're always walking that fine line. You don't want it to be so far out that it's no longer recognizable as a car. And we had the added element of not making it lose its recognizability as a hot rod, right? So not just a car, but also sort of a period piece or a nod to past, things like hot rods. And so that was always kind of the balance during the development. And I think that's a bigger question for any designer entering the sort of designing for the metaverse, is walking that balance of, it's really easy to make things that are just different for different sake, right? Like, again, a car with no wheels, but is it then lose its recognizability? So obviously we're playing on the nostalgia aesthetic of a hot rod. So that's kind of, I think, for designers wanting to enter the space, that's the area of thought is, yes, it's completely wide open, and it could be anything, but when it can be anything, it becomes even more difficult sometimes to decide what should it be.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. And it shows that you're definitely hitting that aesthetic, honestly. And yeah, people are saying old timey Batmobile. There's Dick Tracy vibes here. There's all kinds of stuff going on. And yeah, I think you all nailed it.
Yeah, I think the places we played with that are more whimsical from an engineering standpoint are actually things like the suspension and the drive system and the lights being attached to the wheels, that sort of thing. Our power motors and brakes and suspension and steering are all inside the hub, right? Which is the classic, now it's classic, but the Michelin active wheel of years ago, right? We wouldn't do it in our world because it would have too much unsprung weight and it would be heavy, et cetera. But again, in the metaverse now, we can make those sort of technical leaps to play with those sorts of things that make the whole front suspension area that looks like it moves, like it looks like old Formula One A-arms and things, but that actually doesn't move at all. It's fixed. All the movement happens inside the wheel hub. And those are the little finer areas of pushing the technology and the believability to allow us to do a familiar yet slightly different aesthetic in the structure of the vehicle itself.
Man, when you're talking, I just imagine this in a 3D game and how it would, the suspension and everything and how it handles.
Yeah, you see it in the animation when you play the animation in a mode. You'll see the wheel and the headlight moving, right? And then, but the fixed copper area of the struts holding it are actually just part of the chassis. But they have a visual nod to looking like a complex suspension unit, but they're actually doesn't move.
Oh man, that's a good segue. Should I roll the video?
Yeah.
All right.
We like the video.
Here we go.
Still fun.
Woo! Oh,
I've seen it a couple times.
I love looking at Leandro and Beetlejuice's face when when we're playing these videos, because you can tell they're so happy with how that came out. And it's true. This video is intense. It's insane. And I can't wait to show what we have later on, because oh man, yeah, I'm not going to say much because I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. So, tell us a little bit more. Should we go a little bit further here? Let's see. Let's go back here and let's go a little further.
Yeah, it's a detail shot of the grill insert. Each model, there are 3 wheel packages from the I think the red tech has the red. I can't remember what we call it. The red car has its own wheel and tire package. Then the green stealth car has its own wheel tire package, and then the one of one King Copper has its own unique wheel and tire package that doesn't cross over to the other models below it. As well as the grill insert, this has like what looks like a generatively grown, structural web in the front inset of just the King Copper, and then the other 2 models below, just like the wheels change, also the grill inserts also change. So and the headlights change. So there are small details. Oh, and the arrow pieces also change. King Copper's the only one with a big rear wing. The other ones have different diffusers and side barge boards surrounding the rear wheel. So those things also shift. So there's subtle differences, not only color and graphics, but actual 3D differences between all the models.
Man, there's just a high level of detail here. This is, I mean, when you zoom in, like, I'm just staring at the screen very closely, and yeah, it looks so realistic. It's insane.
Yeah, it's great. It's all good fun. It's like when you go to a car show here in LA at the Peterson Museum, right? And the hot rods have amazing detailing, and your first read is always this, from a distance, the silhouette, proportion, and stance of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Then as you get closer, you want to reward the viewer for walking towards the vehicle, right? And so as you get closer to the vehicle, there should be other smaller reveals that happen as you get closer. Your proximity shifts towards the vehicle, right? You grab somebody's attention, they start walking towards it, and then they should start to see things. And then you don't want to ever let that down. So the closer you get, the more is revealed. And then a lot of times, you're really doing your job well if, people walk away from it after a while, absorbing it on the first viewing, but then when they walk back again a second time, strolling past, they see something else they didn't see before. And so what might look simple from a distance actually is loaded with details once you're up close.
It's like watching a good movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The nuances of the script, the cinematography, everything, catches you. Yeah, you're 100% right. Oh, okay. Well, apparently my order got screwed up, but since we're here, let's talk about this, because for one, I'm in first place, but that's not the point. So tell us about this, because this is something we were going to show a little bit later on, but let's talk about it while we're here.
Okay. So you remember when we talk about interoperability and our games? So this is our 3D game. It's like a screenshot in-game. It's an in-game shot of how the game is gonna look. You can see the sedan with a special paint running, and you are winning the Cryptomotor very well. But this is the game that we have been working for the past years, like really, really intense on this. So all the Cryptomotors is like the native game for Cryptomotor. So you will see them in their best shape. And they will be like racing in their own environment. Yeah. I will let Fede talk a little bit about the game also. He has been leading the team very strongly. So
I actually think that the other Fede, it's not.
Yeah.
I think that no, he had to left. Yeah. But yeah, I can help you out here. As Leon said, this is our 3D racing game. And the most important thing here is like, we are about to release this really, really, really soon.
Oh, man.
And yeah, so holders will be able to race. It's going to be an MVP, like a beta version for holders. It's going to be insane. We already are playing, and we have a second teaser of like developer phase. Like, you will see a video how this is in game with the mechanics and everything. It's in arcade type, so it's extremely fun. I don't know if we can roll that, pull that up.
Yeah,
Oh.
the cars go really fast in the game. So when you're playing it, it feels extremely fast. So I want to play with the King Cobra here.
Yes, exactly. So, okay, let's talk about the game real quick. I want to save the footage till last, just so, because I think it's something that we should show, right before we end. But so let's talk about the game. So the cars themselves. So you've been running the stat game for a while, and the for the way I understand it is you're running the stat game. You're trying to get a sense of how the cars actually would work. In this particular game, did I hit that right on?
Again.
Come again? Sorry.
Yeah.
So you have your the stat game, and the Cryptomotors cards. So you have the cars, and they all have particular stats, and so the stat game is really kind of showing us how we can take the data and then apply it to the 3D game. Is that how you've been
the stat
working
game? And the 3D game are two separate games. Like, they work in different mechanics.
Gotcha.
Both use the stats as a base on performance of the car. The difference is that the stat game is is more related to the stats, and the 3D game it balances between the performance of the driver. So skill is like, let's say, 80% skill based, 20% stat based. But still, the stats play a good role in the game. So,
fantastic! No, that's great. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. So if you are a very skilled driver, you can still win with like a not premium car, let's say. So it's up to you. You need to drive properly.
Amazing. That's amazing. So you could be good like me with a bad car, and bad like Nightmare with the good car, and you might still kind of be close at the end.
I didn't see Nightmare racing, but I would say yes.
Okay. So these Ethereum logos you have on the side here, is that like a boost, or is that what is that, or can you tell us?
Yeah, it's a boost. Like, you will see it in the video later, but when you race and you get one of these, you will accelerate. Your car will get like a power up lighting, and you will get all the speed from Ethereum.
Oh man, that's awesome. So you said it was kind of like an arcade game. So I love that. Arcade racing games are my favorite, honestly. So you'll be able to use your NFTs, and then you'll be able to race.
Yeah.
One thing, it's like, don't worry, every time that you grab one Ethereum, you don't have to pay gas. It's just a boost.
It's just a boost. Oh man.
Yeah. So and if you are like not such a good driver like me, and you're crashing the rails like next to in the size of the road, you will glitch every time. So you will slow down a lot. So you need to drive properly. Don't crash.
All right. Yeah, I'm great at crashing, so
you will glitch.
Man, yeah. I mean, okay. I'm just thinking here. Do we want to show it? Okay. You know what? Let's show it. All right.
Let's go for it.
Let's fucking go.
Then we're going to talk. Okay. So everybody, we're going to talk about some other things afterwards, but yeah, I'm really excited about this. So let's go.
Yeah. Just remember that is the UI that is in the game is not the one we are showing in this picture. We are working on that, but we wanted to show like a video. So let's go for it.
Okay. Yeah. We're rolling. Oh
Shout
my
out,
God.
man. Shout out to the game design team, man. They made this possible. Yeah.
Man, that team is insane. It looks so clean. The music is nice. I mean, you're driving like I usually drive in real life, so that's great. Man, that is amazing. Oh, I could just imagine hitting those those boosts, those Ethereum
Yeah,
boosts.
when you are driving by yourself, it feels like really intense. And when you're hitting when you're hitting the rails and you're glitching, it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's really fun. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what kind of modes does the game have? Is it like, do you have time trials? Do you have versus modes? What are you looking to do, if we can?
Yeah. Initially, we are going to launch the MVP with time attack, so people can start like just hitting the road. We're going to get a leaderboard, so people will start competing. After that, we are going to start releasing rewards for that leaderboard. I'm going to start expanding slowly. We're going to integrate all the rest of the cards. Initially, it's just going to be released with the generation 0 and 1. Then we're going to integrate Retro Rocket, and we're going to release a race with bots and ghost that you can race against the ghost of the top leaderboard. And at the end, we're going to release multiplayer when you can race against friends and everything. There's a lot of ideas like betting, like you can bet some amount of tokens against your friend in a race. There's like crazy stuff over the table. We're developing those.
Oh man, yeah, that makes sense. Well, it makes sense with your team because the stuff I know, you guys are like so innovative on the different aspects of as everything, within the space. So yeah, the betting sounds amazing. I would love to go against Grevinator and win all of his crypto. Yeah, I love the ghost mode too. So that's awesome. So you could kind of get an idea of how to get better at the game if you're kind of challenging the person at the top, So man, this sounds amazing. And you said that it's pretty close to release, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And there's different things that we're trying to implement just so you don't get the same race and you get bored. After that, we're going to release more tracks too. But for example, the boost gates are going to change positions, for example. So that gives you the idea that you cannot make like a bot that races perfectly every time. So they're going to change. So you need to adapt every time to make the best time constantly. You're going to renew the leaderboard. So you need to basically be catching up all the time.
Yeah, and the main thing is also it's going to be a play to earn game. At the beginning, we will have the leaderboard and we will reward the leaderboard like in a, let's say, monthly base or similar to the stat game that we're doing right now in a big weekly basis. But we want to have like tournaments. We want to see people racing. We want to see like videos of people racing. We want to do live tournaments. So I think it's going to be really fun with the 3D game. And don't forget that also we partnered with REVV, so the cars are going to race on REVV Motorsport also. So we will have these two 3D games in simultaneous racing, like teams racing in every game that Cryptomotors produce or partner with. So the Metaverse is going to be a fun place.
Oh, especially for Cryptomotors, that's for sure. Yeah, so that's a great segue. So this is what we're going to show first. But yeah, the game has me really excited. So I guess I screwed up the order. But here, look at this. Let's take a look. So this is what the Cryptovox's version of the.
Yes, sir.
Cryptovox is a voxel version that works for Cryptovoxels and Sandbox. And in Sandbox, we can show something also. I will send you a picture now that is like it's a teaser that we never showed before, but let's show it in this stream.
Okay, let's do it. So we have Cryptovox, and this is what we're talking about. So you basically can use your Cryptomotors NFT, and you could move it over to different games like Cryptovoxels or Decentraland, or you said. So tell us a little bit about the REVV, because that's something I'm not familiar with, and maybe others are not as well.
Yeah, so what we did is we partnered with Animoca brands, specifically for the game Red Motorsport. And the King Copper, we decided together with Rev that because it's a one-on-one, it's going to be an Apex car, which is the highest tier in Red. So there is only 2 Apex cars. One is the King Copper, and the other is another car. And so there is only 2 in existence, like in the metaverse right now. Yeah, so that's basically with Rev, the partnership we have. We also will give Rev as reward in our games. So it's part of the partnership. And the idea is that every Cryptomotors car will be interoperable with Rev Motorsport. So what that means is that if you own a Cryptomotors car, you can go to Rev Motorsport game and race with your car and compete in tournaments from Rev to earn rewards like more Rev tokens or cars. So it's really cool because you own one of the cars, you can go to a competitive game where you can prove that you're the best and your car is the fastest one. So yeah. And what we're seeing in the screen are the voxel versions. So Sandbox, Cryptovoxels. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump over to Sandbox. All right. So wow.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about this.
So this is the concept art for one plot of land that we own in Sandbox game. As many know, but I will tell you. So we are part of NFT Studios. So Cryptomotors is part of NFT Studios group. And under NFT Studios group, we hold other companies. One is Voxel Architects, which is the #1 architecture brand from the Metaverse. And we build for a lot of clients and communities and brands their virtual spaces across all the Metaverse. And we also build for our own brands. Like this is designed by Voxel Architects for Cryptomotors to be built in Sandbox. So we have a partnership with Sandbox also to integrate the cars with mechanics and also to make them interoperable. And this is going to be the first track in Sandbox. We also have another parcel that is about to be finished. I don't have a picture here right now, but it's a big like social experience where you can enter with your friends. You can see cars roaming around. We have a lot of stores. You can interact with people. But this specifically parcel is going to be for racing cars, and it's a Cryptomotors game in Sandbox, which is starting to be in build. So yeah, this is part of our mission in creating as much interoperability we can in the Metaverse.
Yeah, I love it. And that's exactly why, I say, knowing your team and everything and what you've done so far, wow. I mean, you guys continue to really impress me. I mean, it's just, I mean, what are you not doing? That's sometimes sleeping. I want to ask that. Sleeping. Yes, probably. Yeah, sleeping. That's for sure. Oh man.
Thank you, man.
Let's see what other stuff can we do. Yeah, so we went a little bit off track, but that's fine. Yeah, let's see if we could take some questions from the audience, because I know that we have a lot of folks watching right now. And
one quick thing,
sure,
man. Before moving on, I just want to give a huge shout out to Rodri here, which is our Chief Design Officer, for leading the collaboration with Scott from our side, for the whole design team, modelers, visualization team, the game, the modelers, game designers. Behind everything that you're seeing here, it's a huge team. There's a lot of people and they make this possible. So shout out to them. That's it.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you. Also, also like Fede say, yeah, there's a lot of people working and behind, and so there's a lot of effort. So you can see the result right now. But yeah, thank you to everyone, because they're working like animals a lot. So that is really appreciated. So thank you to everyone.
Yeah, and thank you, Scott, for making
Yeah,
this possible.
thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Man,
The
man.
master.
you guys
Our
are great.
hero.
You guys are great fun to work with, and Rodrigo especially with all that back and forth that we did on 3D parts and getting it right. So yeah, super pleasure and such pleasant people. So it was good fun.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you,
Thank
Scott.
you.
Thank you so much. Let's go with the Q&A.
All right. Yes, definitely. Let's see. Okay, one of the questions here is, I'm just going to pop it on the screen. This is from Nightmare. Any loose release targets for public beta or launch?
You mean from a 3D game? Or?
Yes, for the 3D game. Yep.
Yeah, end of this year. Like Fede may have an exact date, but it's the end of this year. Not next year.
Better not to say. I mean, if you just make your numbers, there's just 5 weeks until the end of the year, right? So it's like, it's around there.
Okay. Yeah, end of this year, we're almost there. And when I say that, probably stressed a few people out, but no, it's, hey, you've all been working on this for so long. When it comes, it comes, and it's we want something that's going to be amazing, and we know that you're going to deliver it. So I am excited to see what's going to happen. So Hudson Racing has been here for a few hours. He's been waiting since I posted this. This is the first time we've gone live on YouTube, by the way. And he's asking, or she is asking, if we could see the interior of the retro rocket.
Oh, man, that's being developed. That's being developed for next stages. But it's amazing. But we cannot show anything yet about that. But we will share with the community on Discord and all the channels. We will share details of it for sure.
Nice. And yeah, for those of you watching, the Cryptomotors team has an awesome Discord, and we're actually going to share that as well as some other links too. And this will be available in the description of the video. But yeah, definitely go and check out the Discord, because there's all kinds of things that are going to be happening. And yeah, and like Leandro was saying, is there's events right now. We have the stat game going on, but there's also some other stuff that is going to be happening very soon with the 3D game too. So definitely check that out. So we'll post those links in the Discord and in the stream text. Let's see. Oh, here's a good question again from Nightmare. Are all previous CM cars playable in the 3D game?
Yes, absolutely. Every card that Cryptomotors produces go to the 3D game, of course.
And that's awesome. Yeah, I noticed you said so. Generation 0 and 1 will be available first, and then you'll be porting over the other ones as you go forward. Is that right?
Yeah, the thing is, it's a big task to optimize all the cars on all the variants for all the games. So we are doing it as we speak. So Rodri is not using the camera because he's working at the same moment. But yeah, it will be ready.
In the background. Don't speak too loud, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we always work in the highest detail like we can do for the asset. So that's why we use alias. It's a bit of an overkill, but the results are really amazing. And then we start to downgrade the cars, which is a process called retopology. So we do like every new variant on a retopology. Like we have to retopology the car every time. So and for the game, we have all the like 3 different LODs for the game, and that's what we are producing right now. So all the generations are already done, and we are working on Scott's car for that.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, we did a video. This is why I love this journey. We've been watching your stuff for a really long time, since it's almost been 2 years. Jeez, that time has flied. We did some live streams with you in the past to see your process and how you design the cars, and I always found it fascinating, and some other streams as well. So definitely, if those of you who haven't seen them, they are on the YouTube, so go check them out. We do have this fun question that I've asked before. Has anyone approached you yet to build a physical version of your cars? And I think I asked you, Leandro, a few times if you could build me a real car.
If we can build, So the possibility is there. So I mean, these are show cars. So it's like any automotive brand building their fantasy cars. Yes, we can do it. Then to make the cars like engineer the cars to be like homologated and to really race on the street, it's another process. Like you need to go through several loops, but it's totally doable if we have the resources from the person that wants to have the car in the street, you know. So yes, and just to like, my point of view is that the digital car nowadays is the soul of every car. So any automotive brand starts digital and then they go physical, you know. So but everything started digital. So yeah, why not?
Yeah,
One-
I mean, go ahead.
Sorry, one quick thing is that I want to mention that actually Scott is building his hot rod, like his physical, real hot rod, not as the retro rocket, but it's insane. Every design check around that we have with him is like, how's the car going? And he's showing his process, man, on Instagram. You should follow him and you will see how that is going. Insane.
My hot rod truck. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, Scott, we're gonna post all of your socials and also your links to Foundation in the YouTube video when it's finished.
Thank you.
Yeah. You definitely want to see how it is. I remember my dad actually had a hot rod and he used to work on it and tinker with it from time to time. So yeah, I know the process pretty well. And wow, I mean, it is restoring a car is something, and getting it to look really nice is definitely is a skill. So it'll be fun to see.
Never-ending project.
Right.
That's
I was going to say that, you know, having a Cryptomotors car would be, you know, you hear a lot of people talk about getting a Lambo when Bitcoin hits an all-time high, but I think I'd be one of the ones that would want a real-life Cryptomotors car, to be honest.
Let's build it.
Yeah, when Cryptomotors. It's like we need to start saying.
Yes. Yeah, when Cryptomotors. We do have a question from Grevinator. He would like to know if, you know, when you're playing the stat game, if you could add a feature where you could, or not the stat game, sorry, the 3D game, you could add a feature so you could talk trash to your friends as you're playing them. Is that something that you might plan for the future?
We're
that
not
would be
talking
cool.
trash, so yeah, why not?
Yeah. No, but the function that I'm looking for is betting, saying like, put your money where your mouth is. Like, you were gonna smoke me out, put 10 revs, 10 whales, and let's race. And winners take the token. That's what I'm looking for.
or winner take the car.
Okay, that's another level. Like, if we add a button like race for your car, that would be crazy. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Oh, here's a good one. Will cars be upgradable? If so, how will upgrades be handled in smart contracts? That's.
Yes. So the plan is to have car parts that you can add or remove from your cars. And it's still not developed, but the plan behind this is that the parts will be created in Polygon, so in a side chain, so it's more cheap to move. And then basically, when you want to add an upgrade to the car, you will sign a transaction. That car will be locked. That part will be locked to that car, and the stats on the game will improve. So that's basically how it is. And then if you want to remove the part to add to a different car, you need to sign another transaction. The part will be removed from that, and you will be able to add it to another car. Unfortunately, our CTO couldn't come today, but he will be the right person to answer the technical parts of this.
And that's awesome. Well, so that's exactly why people should join the Discord, is to find out the intricate details and ask the questions for when when things come out. So yeah, definitely something that people should jump into. Hudson Race is asking, can we hear the sound of the retro rocket?
You can hear it in the video.
In the video, okay.
Yeah. If you pay attention, it's there.
It's in
the tunnel
second, the second half of the tunnel. You'll hear it. Brian, and I can't recall his last name right now, but he built a nice sound profile for us for the video game, and the sound profile of the car was designed. It's an electric vehicle, but that actually gives you tons of opportunity to do something interesting, like the Porsche's doing with the Taycan and things like that. You're getting amazing, interesting new sound profiles. So we also had a really great guy who designed the sound profile for us for the Retro Rocket, and you do hear it in the second half of the tunnel. You hear the sound come in of the car itself.
Nice. And yeah, Hudson, so when we do in the broadcast, go back and watch that video, and you'll hear it, because we did play it a little bit earlier. This might be our final question. Maybe we'll take a few more, but this is a great one. With the vibrant ecosystems emerging in public interest, long-term visions for maybe a native token?
Yes. I cannot talk too much about that, but yes.
Oh, man. Oh.
And we always reward our holders, so I just leave it there.
Oh.
This is how you tease, man. This is how you tease. How you doing, man?
I love it. Yeah, I'm a proud owner of a Cryptomotors car, so the smile just went all across my face. So I'm excited about that. That's awesome. Oh yeah. Okay. So all right. A couple more, because I know we're on the hour. We're a little over, but that's fine. Yeah, Nightmare. What a great question. So can we lend out cars in the 3D game? I know that's really important. So there, the scholar stuff with Axes and whatnot. That's a very important aspect of play to earn. So is it possible to lend out your cars?
Yeah, you can already do in the stat game the same function we apply for the 3D game. You will be able to lend your cars. But right now, lending cars, we don't have like a fee that the lender takes, but we want to integrate that for the future. So yes, Hudson, it will be there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I know. So, for those of you watching, if you do scholarships in Axes, let's say, and right now it's a little bit funky because you have to give out some weird stuff. There's no on-chain stuff. There's and how you do the distribution is a little bit funky. So I love hearing that you're going to implement something that will allow you to kind of bypass the weird feeling that you're giving your assets to somebody else, or just having to make another account. So that sounds amazing. I think I've heard you talk about that before, and I was really impressed. So
from NFT Studios, we are developing a lot of tech that we apply to our projects, to partners' project, and we are also gonna make it available for public use. But yeah, we are developing a lot of tech, and all of this tech we apply to our games, our projects. So also coming back to the question about a chat to talk trash to your friends, we are also developing a wallet-to-wallet chat. So that may be the one we integrate in the game. So yeah,
man, that sounds awesome. I could send something to Grevinator's wallet and
yeah, just trash his wallet
forever. Oh man, let's see. Just there's so many questions. Let's see. I gotta pick a good one here. Okay, yeah, there we've answered that one. Yep. Okay, let's do this one. I think you answered this before, but any plans for customizable, interchangeable car components, tires, decals, other cosmetics?
Yeah, I think we answered before. Yes, we are planning to have car parts since day one. That was one of the things from our roadmap. And so yeah, totally. Yeah. We don't have an estimated date of arrival for that because it's a complex topic, but we are working on that behind us. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's really the thing. Your team is so far ahead in innovation, and you continue to do so. So yeah, I can't wait. Okay, this is the last question because yeah, I love this type of stuff. But plan for weapons, oil slicks,
We were looking into it, man. We were looking into it.
Yeah. Actually, now if you go really fast and there is a car in front of you, you get the
That's
car
it.
and it flies away.
That's
You know,
it.
it's really fun.
Yeah.
But it was not a feature. It was, but we may make it a feature. You know. So.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I love
like
that
a
kind of
shuttle.
stuff. Yeah, I remember playing. I mean, I've been playing video games for a long time, but yeah, the cars with guns and the little things that you could do were always super cool. So yeah, definitely a feature that we hope we see in the future.
Yeah, I saw a comment that I'm using the Tom Sachs Rocket Factory T-shirt. Yeah,
You are.
VGV4.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, Tom Sachs. Yeah, I was actually in Montreal and saw a real life Rocket Factory place there.
Nice.
It was closed. It was Sunday, but I saw it. And I said, "Geez, I just saw a stream on about Rocket Factory. That's crazy."
Awesome.
Oh man. Oh, anyways, okay, yeah, we're way over time. Man, this was a fantastic stream. I'm actually gonna put the video of the gameplay up as we kind of close out. Any final words before we I know we have the auction going on right now. We have a drop coming up soon, and also we want people to check out Scott's work. We want to also get in the Discord. Any final words that you want to give viewers before we take off here?
Get ready because we will need to race. Huh? When the 3D game comes, I wanna beat you.
All right, let's go over we do have some questions about the drop time. So maybe share the drop times and then we'll go out.
Perfect, man. Thank you for having us. Yeah. Okay. I think you drop it on the Discord. Yeah, we are dropping tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow, 25. Because I don't know, maybe someone's listening from Asia, and I think that it's already tomorrow. So the 25. 1 second. I'm gonna say the time zones correctly. You have it here. If you have the drop page here, we can read it all and display it together. You show it before.
Yep, let me pull that up.
Just to mention like time zones correctly, because I know that there's a lot of people hearing from different parts of the world. So
let's see here. Let's get it on the screen. Boop, boop. I swear I know computers. Okay.
Yeah. So yes, there. November 25, 11:30 EST, 5:30. So 17:30 set, and 11:30 p.m. on Hong Kong time. 25 tomorrow. It's closing King's Copper auction and starting the auction of the B pluses of Crisscross, Top Hats, and G-Rats. And at the same time, Steel Greens and Tech Reds coming out. First come, first serve for those. There's going to be only 14 Steel Green and 30 Tech Reds, 2 Crisscross, 2 Top Hats, and 2 G-Rats. Those are insanely rare. And yeah, just hope to see those on the 3D racing game.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. And with that, I think we can close the stream. Thank you all for coming. So Scott, thank you for coming. Cryptomotors team.
My pleasure, and thank you for hosting.
Absolutely. This is fantastic. I can't wait for this game. And I'm going to close this out with go.
Yeah, that's good to close up.
That's a good ending.
Oh my god!
Sorry, go ahead.
I just said I can't wait. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time, and yeah, watch out for this game coming out soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. Thank you,
guys.
See ya.
Ciao.
See you,
Bye, everybody.